Hey, it's your guy Tyrrell back with the interviews. Could Juventus follow Roma and turn their tie around against Real Madrid? If so, how would Real allow that to happen? Could Juve stop Ronaldo? How would they cope with Isco? And would they be able to once again go to the Champions League semifinal and look to win their third Champions League crown in a row? Would they do it? How would they do it? Don't worry, here at the interviews, we've got you covered. So on this edition of the interviews, I'm going to briefly break down Real Madrid against Juventus. So when we break down Juventus against Real Madrid, you have to think about the night before when Roma came from behind at home to get the job done and knock out Barcelona. This was a totally different task given that Juve were going to Real and looking to score at least 3 goals to bring it to extra time. Would they do it? Well, we look at the board. We got Juve in the blue. We got Real Madrid in the blue. We got Juve in the red. Up front for Real Madrid is Ronaldo. We kind of had Isco floating on the periphery around, trying to link play. Out wide, Bale was out wide on the right, but sometimes he joined up front to be goal side or alongside with Ronaldo. To the left, you had Cruz shifting out there, and midfield, it was Modric and Casemiro. For Juventus, a lot of players coming back from injury and suspension. You look at it, 4-3-3 from the get-go. They got Higuain up front. They have Mandzukic and Douglas Costa out on the flanks. And in midfield, it was Matuidi, it was Khedira, and it was Pjanic. What went right? What went wrong? Well, Juve were off to a fantastic start that no one could ever dream of. And it all stems from mistakes. Mistakes. And it's Douglas Costa breaking into a challenge, winning the ball from Casemiro, then breaking forward. Marcelo's already high up the pitch, which is not a good thing. He drives forward, Khedira drives with him, and what happens is that Khedira drives with him, he plays him in, you got runners running to the ball, one goes out there, and then you have Matuidi running in between as well, and that drags out Carvajal, and it's Mandzukic coming across and nodding in an effort from point blank range past the keeper. 1-0 dream start for Juventus. You saw this happen to Manchester City, and you now wonder, how would Juve continue this match? How would they go forward? Well, something similar happened a few minutes later, and again, it's Douglas Costa breaking into a challenge. Get everyone back into their shape. And it's again Juve breaking down that side, and it's Costa driving down this flank. Marcelo again way too high up the pitch, trying to provide the width, but at the same time you have to be prepared in case you lose the ball. And it's Costa driving down the pitch, cross through the box, and Navas pushes it out of danger, and then Higuain, who could have been fouled, guides his effort on goal, but Navas is able to keep it away. And that was kind of the start. It set the tempo of the game. It ensured that Juve were going to stick around. They were not going to sit down and play dead. But when you look how the game went, Juve were just much better in the sense that they had structure. Everyone had their roles. They weren't as beaten down in midfield. They had a bit more energy. They were pressing. When you look at it, they kind of dropped deeper into a 4-5-1, and what happened was that obviously with the wide players going forward, that would be the case. You kind of shift in the midfield. Khedira was there. Matuidi took on Modric, and Higuain was a bit higher, sometimes looking to get to Casemiro. Sometimes Pjanic would step to Casemiro, but Pjanic had to kind of sit in his role just because of the fact that Isco was floating around everywhere trying to get on the ball. He did complete at 100% succession rate in the first half, linking play, getting forward. So that was pivotal, and that helped Real a lot. But this is how Juve kind of stayed in the game. They were just getting closer to their markers, pressing. There were times where they did win the ball and push forward, and that was pivotal to what they were trying to do, because in the first leg, they weren't doing that. They obviously were missing Pjanic, and they were kind of overrun in that midfield zone. Matuidi didn't play either, so there's a lot of energy. They stepped to their men, and they ensured that it was a war zone in that midfield. There was also a nice little feat that, and Real Madrid do this a lot, is that when they are being pressed, you'll have Cruz and you'll have Modric kind of drift into these zones out here out wide, and the midfield just still kind of just sat off. And what happened was that they had Costa and they had Mandzukic kind of push onto these zones to press to ensure that they couldn't dictate the games from the half spaces or the mix zones in deeper positions. And that was pivotal to stop Real from controlling the game and getting Modric and Kroos on the ball. Whereas they had problems stopping Pjanic. Pjanic was getting on the ball with these. Isco wasn't looking to pick him up. He was ensuring that Juve retained possession. He was getting them forward. He was ensuring that they didn't lose the ball in key zones. And Pjanic played a big part. And you could say that they really missed him in the first leg. Most teams usually have gone after Pjanic and pressed him out of the game. Real didn't do that, and they paid the price in that aspect. And then when you look at it, Real Madrid's best chances were basically when Juve were trying to press. That was the bad thing, because Juve were trying to press on a few occasions higher up the pitch. So they're trying to press higher, and Real were able to bypass it because of the fact that they had an Isco floating around. They always had an extra man in that zone, and what happened is that when they did, they would have Ronaldo drift out to the left, and these were the best chances, apart from the Varane header from a Toni Kroos free kick that hit the crossbar. Ronaldo running at Benatia, or Ronaldo running at Lichtsteiner, and that wasn't a good thing because Lichtsteiner came on for De Sciglio, who looked like he was hurt. They were saying it could have been tactical, but perhaps because he was hurt. Ronaldo running at him. The first opportunity, he cuts in, fires a shot on goal, and Buffon. Isco comes in and taps it in, but he was ruled offside. And the other opportunity, we saw Isco make a great diagonal run to stay onside. Ronaldo slid him in. Should beat Buffon. Buffon makes a big save, and that was very key. But besides that, Real didn't really create many chances from open play. That was down to Juve's shape. That was down to the fact that they pressed in different areas that were key, as I showed you from before. And apart from those quick transitions where Real did earn some free kicks, where Isco, Ronaldo, and Bale did have opportunities to drive forward, there weren't that many opportunities apart from those chances in the time when Ronaldo and Modric combined, which led to Bale being poked free into the box, but he couldn't guide his efforts past Buffon. We did say that Lichtsteiner came in, and he played a vital part in the second goal. When you look at what Juve did very well, Higuain was dropping very deep in that aspect to link play, and he did that to a T. Costa's crosses coming into the box, Mandzukic finishing off those crosses, and that's what happened here. What ended up stemming from that was that it was Higuain dropping off, combining with Costa, who then laid it off, and Khedira, who then laid it off to Lichtsteiner, 1v1 with Marcelo, cuts out wide, and what don't you want? Mandzukic towering in over Carvajal, who was a bit smaller than him, at the far post. He knocks his effort off the post. Navas probably should do better, and they score. What you see now there is 2-0. Real Madrid are on the back foot. What can they do to change the game? Well, how do they change the game? They bring on Lucas Vazquez. They bring on Marcos Asensio. They go more 4-4-1-1 in a deeper sense. And what happens is that you got Kroos and Modric, who was a bit of a risk because now you don't have a ball destroyer in midfield. And although Casemiro didn't play well, you'd feel that perhaps they would need him. However, that wasn't really the case. And then you have this 4-4-1-1. Isco still allowed to float, but not really stopping Pjanic. And you think, okay, how do Juve combat with this now? The change kind of worked because now they had more pace in midfield, more energy. Those two wide players are very disciplined. Asensio won fouls and earned Juve bookings. Vazquez was key in the final play, and we'll get to that in a second. Vazquez did, from the right, deliver deep crosses into the box for Ronaldo. One was trademark at the edge of the box, fired a shot wide. There's one later on in the game where he towered over but couldn't get his header on goal. And Juve couldn't really create chances after this because now Real were sitting off a bit deeper. There was no real need to get forward because of the situation, and they were kind of forcing Juve to come to them so that they could break on the counter. And Juve didn't really create many chances. There was one opportunity where Douglas Costa did break away from Marcelo, who had a nightmare, cut in centrally and bent a shot wide of the net. And then you think about the opportunity that Higuain forced to save when Modric was dispossessed by Matuidi off a cheap clearance. And then you look at the goal. Again, it's Costa delivering a cross into the box, and once again, a Matuidi run into the box, forces Navas to spill it. He should do better there, but Matuidi guides the ball in, and he does make the difference. 3-3 on the night, and you have to look at it. Matuidi's energetic runs from deep weren't there in the first leg. They were here now. They were crucial in the first goal. They were crucial in the third goal. How do Juve respond here? They didn't really create many chances after that. They did get forward, but weren't really able to put on the end product. They did look a bit tired. It was shocking that Allegri didn't really kind of change things up. Real Madrid as well didn't really create many chances until maybe the 75th minute mark. Kovacic came on for Modric, which again was a bit shocking. But as Juve dropped a bit deeper, there were chances for them. Douglas Costa was not tracking his runs as well. Marcelo got forward on a few occasions, combined with Isco. You think about the chance where Isco pulls it back for Varane, scuffs his shot wide. You think about Marcelo getting forward, delivering a cross into the box that forces Chiellini to nod his effort over his own net rather than letting Ronaldo get that free header. And then we get to the goal. The goal, obviously, the controversy stems from the penalty shot. But when you really break things down to a T, you have to look at it from a sense that, yes, Cruz gets the ball. We got to get Vasquez a bit higher. Cruz gets the ball in a deeper zone, delivers a cross into the box, which is fine. Ronaldo towers over his marker, Alexandro, who did not have a great game by any stretch. And what happens there is that even before the cross is played in, Vasquez is always running. He's running into the box, and you have players here, but no one is watching him. Benatia loses track of him. You look at all the midfielders losing track of him. No one tracks Vasquez until it's too late. And then you have Benatia realize when it's too late, and he does commit a foul. It was a foul. It was a red card for what Buffon did and how he pushed the referee. He did not have to behave like that, and Ronaldo converted the penalty to end the game. When you look at it, Real were threatening in transition, but Juve had their number. They defended well. When they pressed, they did make a bit of a risk, but they combated in midfield. They got down the flanks. Douglas Costa won his battle against Marcelo. The Lichtsteiner substitution provided better crossing range from the wide areas. Mandzukic ensured that he made the most of his aerial ability around the box, and it was played to a T. Pjanic was exceptional, but the matter of the fact is, one mistake in this competition can haunt you. Real Madrid made their changes. They coped much better in the second half, and they got one moment where Juve switched off and they punished them. But let me know what you guys think. Meet me in the comments below. Don't forget I upload videos every day, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And that was your daily dose of the interviews.